Yo, what's up? This is Fling, and we are looking at the Turkey Day slate on Underdog Fantasy. We got some really good contests on Underdog Fantasy for Thanksgiving, so we are gonna hop into the slate. All right, so before we hop into a live draft, we're gonna go over the game environments, and we got three games slate, which is fun on Thanksgiving, but we got two that really stand out. Detroit at home with a 28.75 implied team total. They're facing a Chicago team that looked way better the past couple weeks since they fired their offensive coordinator. So I like this game. I like the contrarian side of it. I'm actually going to go with Chicago in this spot here as, a stack that I think we're going to look to target when we do this draft. And, this game definitely has shootout potential just because, Detroit's a team that's very difficult to run on. We know they could score. And on the other side of that, I think, Caleb Williams and the passing offense, they seem to really get it going the past couple of weeks. So if they can continue that momentum, they could score on Detroit, and this game could potentially be a back and forth game. These divisional games can get a little weird, though. So there's a lot of ways this game could go. But for purpose of this draft, the way we're going to attack it is I think Chicago side, some Chicago stacks. Now, we got Drew Lock actually filling in for Tommy DeVito, New York against Dallas. This game, low game total. We can't avoid it entirely. We're going to get pieces from it here and there, but it's not a game I'm really looking to target. The other game that I really like on this slate is Miami. That's another stack I'm really looking to target is Tua stacks this week. Miami facing Green Bay. This game, what I love about it is it's not a divisional game. These divisional games, because the teams know each other so well, oftentimes they can end up being real sloppy. In fact, let's hop into the turkey here, see if we can get in right away while we continue to talk about this. But these divisional games, they tend to be a little sloppy at times. So I like this one is non-divisional. We got an AFC team battling an NFC team. They don't know each other at all. So I think we can have some fireworks in this game. I like both sides of it. Obviously, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Love stacks. We got no Dobbs this week, so that condenses the offense a little bit, and I like that because it's always hard to know who to stack with Jordan Love. So, we can get Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft. Those are the two primary stacking options. And then Dontavian Wicks is in the mix now, and then Christian Watson even. So it's a little more condensed on Reed, Kraft, and Watson would be the three guys that we'd mainly focus on in that game. And then on the other side, they have been getting it going. Looks like I'm picking third here. Tua has been getting it going. 23 points, 30 last week. So past couple games, he's had some really good games. He's got Devin H. on. Jalen Waddle got involved. Jonnu Smith's been on a tear. So those are definitely some players I think we're going to look to target as well in this draft. Now, let's kind of go to, this is courtesy of DFS Army. DFS Army does DFS projections and DFS tools specifically. We can kind of get an idea of who's popping in each position for running backs, for wide receivers. So who do we like here? Do we want a running back? Do we want a wide receiver? I do think I'm going to fade the Amon-Ra chalk. I'm going to do Josh Jacobs in this spot. He's the third overall. He's got a 15-point projection. Amon-Ra's got a 16-point projection. And, Amon-Ra's, he's definitely going to be a good matchup. I just think in this draft specifically, that's not a player that I'm looking to target. I want the wide receivers from Chicago, in fact. So I'm looking to get DJ Moore. I'm looking to get Keenan Allen, maybe even a Dunze. So I'm back on the clock here. Who will I take? David Montgomery, revenge game narrative. So that would be a nice little comeback if the offense is going really well and the run game is really going well for Detroit. They're scoring. Chicago has to answer. So that sets up well for those Chicago stacks. Now, this is going faster than normal because this is a 4-person draft. This isn't the normal 6-person draft that we do in these battle royales. So it's going to go quite quick. So still 2 wide receivers, a quarterback, running back, and a flex. So uh, everything's the same except it's 4 people. So DJ Moore is still there as of right now. Hopefully that will continue. One more until get before it gets back to me. Started running back, running back. Okay, so we went Jared Goff, which is great. I got DJ Moore. I could double stack it. There's a couple different ways I could do this. I could do a Dunze, okay, as well, or I could do Cole Kmet. Let's see what we have available at tight end. Caleb is still there. No one is taken. Okay, so let's just do this the right way. We're going to do a Chicago double stack with Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. We got our Detroit bring back. We can get Tucker Kraft. We can get Laporta. We can get Shoemaker. Looks like Jonu's already off the board. I wouldn't want to go Cole Kmet. That would be I think probably entirely too much of a stack there for it to be QB +3. So we'll see how this shapes out. So it looks like the first guy started Gibbs, went Neighbors, Rico Dowdle. Expect another wide receiver or a quarterback here. Probably going to wait, on the quarterback because I'm guessing he'll probably go Drew Lock. Went Shoemaker. So I'm guessing Ribeye will probably take Laporta. So I'll just take a tight end because actually it doesn't really matter who I take. I can take Caleb Williams or one of the tight ends. I think I'll take Tucker Kraft. I like Tucker Kraft in that spot. Then Caleb Williams will come back around to me because Scotty knows has already taken a quarterback. And now I'll take Caleb Williams. So I like how this draft fell to me. I was able to get Josh Jacobs, who is a guy that ranks really high this week going against Miami. I was able to get David Montgomery, little revenge game narrative going against his former team, Chicago. And then that's my bring back. I attacked the other side of that, as I said I wanted to before when this started. Caleb Williams plus DJ Moore plus Keenan Allen. And also I was able to get Tucker Kraft stacked with Josh Jacobs there, a little secondary stack. So overall, I like the way this draft went. This is a $7 entry fee, a shot at 10K to first. There's a lot of different ones that you can do this week. And by the way, if you played on Underdog before, they're actually offering a deposit match, 50% deposit match up to $25. So get that in now. There's all these different contests. The Turkey 2, which is $7 entry fee. The Tiny Turkey, $3 entry fee. These 20 entry max. This is 5K to first, 6K to first. We got some ones that are a small field, like 250, 5K to first with only 48 entrants. The Big Turkey, $100, 6K to first with 444. So they got a ton of these contests. A really fun Turkey Day slate. Loving this. They even got a Wildcat. That's interesting. NFL Sunday main slate. Might have to check that out a little bit. Normally we like to do these battle royales, but it's going to be a fun slate. Have fun with it. If you've never played on Underdog Fantasy before, you can use my promo code Fantasy Football Flake for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Now, a couple of things I want to go over here as we finish this up. This is courtesy of DFS Army, of course, these projection systems, which I typically use. You could play FanDuel, you could play DraftKings, you could play Yahoo, but I also use these for Underdog as well because FanDuel and Yahoo, they do half PPR. So this is a good idea, what the field is going to do on Underdog Fantasy since it's a half PPR side as well. Top guys, I think at every position. Jordan Love for me this week as we kind of talked about, he's a guy that I want to target. I actually like Tua second best, and I'd probably have Caleb Williams third. Now, I do think, the value of just getting Caleb Williams later could really help leverage the field by, loading up on those two running backs like you just saw in the draft and coming back and getting a Caleb Williams, being able to get him at the end of the draft because you got DJ Moore and Keenan Allen or Dunze and Cole Kmet. So you can wait on these stacking options, and I love that. As far as running backs, Jahmyr Gibbs would probably be the top guy from a projection standpoint. Also, Devin Achon. What's nice about Devin Achon is he's not sharing the backfield like Gibbs is with David Montgomery. So I would actually lean Achon there. And Josh Jacobs, I like him the same reason. He's getting the goal line carries. He's not losing those to David Montgomery, right? So maybe potential revenge game narrative. I like David Montgomery in this spot. Rico Dowdle, it is a good matchup for him on the slate. Is probably the best matchup on the slate for a running back going against an opposing team that gives up an average of 30 yards above expectation to running back. So, that would probably be where I'd end. Tyrone Tracy is a guy I'm sure you could get at the end of your draft, and I'm not going any lower than that, than Tyrone Tracy. DeAndre Swift, it's a really tough matchup, and he's getting vultured by Roschon Johnson. So I would want none of that. That's kind of where I would end it at running back. At wide receiver, I like Amon-Ra as a top guy. I do like Jameson Williams as a guy that you can get later. Could be direct leverage if Amon-Ra does not have a good game, fails, for all the people that took him in the first round. That's a great direct leverage. Like I mentioned, I like DJ Moore. I like Keenan Allen. I think they both match up really well this week because Detroit is a run funnel team. And I think this could be the week that we want to go to Tyreek Hill. Everyone's had a big game except Tyreek Hill. He's due for a big game, and that's a game environment that we talked about that I think could certainly go back and forth. So he would be a guy I would look to target to his stacks. And of course, I think you can also, double stack him with Jalen Waddle, who came to life last week, got a lot of targets, looked really good. And I don't expect a ton of people to be playing double stacks because Tyreek Hill has just kind of let him down this year, but that's where he's involved. He hasn't got the big plays, but I think they're coming. I think the big game is coming. And Tua is typically a quarterback you want to double stack. So I would look to target Tua, Hill, Waddle stacks, mix it up a little bit with Jonnu. And those would be some of my favorite stacking options for the slate, but that's going to do it. We will see you on another episode. In fact, I will be back Friday to drop the Battle Royale content for the Sunday Made slate. So we'll see y'all next time.